what are the health risks that guys should consider if they're thinking about going on TRT? Someone comes to you and says, hey man, I'm whatever, at an age where I feel like this is something that I want to do. What should I be concerned about? What would you tell them?
Well, it depends the context in which they enter into that. Because again, if you don't actually need it and you get on it, you could be making yourself less healthy if you're already perfectly functioning, top tier, and you're just doing it because, I don't know, you wanted to look like Liver King or some shit. Like, I don't know.
So there you have it, Derek, from more plates, more dates. And then I'm on the channel of Chris Williamson. The reason I'm making this video is because I put out a video and I titled it, the only reason you should be taking TRT is if you smashed your testicles, like something happened, something went wrong. That's where you produce your testosterone. All right. So if that happens, then yes, go see your doctor. Hopefully your doctor is prescribing TRT, right? And the thing with all this going on, there's a lot of guys getting on this whole TRT. We're going to go into a couple of videos here and get a little bit more deep into this. I wanna say exactly what Derek says is stay natural. If you don't need it, don't do it. If you're just trying to look better than the next guy next to you and you have to go that direction in order to do so, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's gonna be a lifelong side effect that you're gonna end up doing to yourself, and it's not good. So let's see what else he says.
But if you do need it and you're clinically deficient, you are, and again, not medical advice, but in general, you are going to be more prone to things like cardiovascular disease, neurodegeneration, etc. So it's kind of like, if you actually clinically need something, to then say, what is the downside to TRT? It's like, what is the downside of not being on TRT at that point, potentially? That's the kind of how I would frame it for the actual clinical utility of it in a real deficient setting. It's kind of like, what could you be staving off by using it in a responsible way?
Yeah, and that is true. You know, the thing with the whole TRT, if you're new here to the channel or you're new to hearing this acronym, testosterone replacement therapy is becoming a little bit more popular. Not only that, but also PEDs have been involved, steroids have been involved, SARMs have been involved. There's new things that are being invented just to give us that edge, that next drug that we can use to enhance or optimize our results, and so on and so on. A lot of these guys, I've been doing a little bit of research. The majority of guys that are using these things are guys that don't want to get old. You know, they don't want to get old. They still want to look a certain way. Sooner or later, we're going to get old. It's going to be hard to look lean, tight, and aesthetic when you're 90 years old. Come on, just accept it, right? Accept it. But yeah, I'm not saying to just give up. Keep on training. My mentality is, God willing, I'm gonna be training all my life. You know, I run at least 2 to 3 times a week, and I do a 30-minute free weight workout and cardiovascular along with resistance training. Right, resistance training. Did I say that already? Resistance training, cardio, core, and strength training workout. Right, you have to have all that calisthenics, plyometrics, all that added to your workout regimen, right?
It's kind of, and again, I think this is where like Brian could come in and be educating and actually say, this is, you know.
And that stuff, it's good that we have it. Just like everything else that we have invented, it has its pros and cons. It has the right way to use it, right? Because a lot of people are using some of the things that we're inventing in an evil way. That isn't an evil way. Like, why are you going to be injecting yourself, you know, at least 3 times out of the week? Is that the lifestyle you want to live? You want to be injecting yourself with syringes, you know, just because you want to look a certain way? Try to look a certain way to the best of your ability, natural, right? And like I said, if it's in life and death situation, just like the whole bypass surgery, right? Bypass surgery, that's becoming a little bit more popular too. There's even people trying to gain the weight that's necessary to be approved for that kind of surgery. And that's what they do. They get to that certain level of weight to get that surgery. pretty crazy. But if it's due to life and death, you were meaning to get that big, or I don't know. You know, you feel it in. But it's now you do it or you don't do it and you die. Same with TRT. If you're not producing any testosterone because something happened, I don't know, medically or whatever, disease, something, whatever, cancer, this, that. And because there's been occasions where you can beat cancer, but then having low testosterone, no testosterone whatsoever, can bring upon diseases as well, right? So if it comes down to you having to deal with the disease because you don't produce any testosterone, get on TRT. But that should be the only reason. Let's go to this video over here. So I'm right here on this channel now, Weston's channel, Weston Boucher. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your last name, my friend, but let me just show, because you do give some good information. I know you might not be watching this, but this is for my viewers. If you have seen him before, you know, he has around 130K subscribers. He's more of a model type, you know, but it's always been in the fitness, that fashion and stuff like that. But it was intriguing just to kind of listen to him speak about being on TRT for 3 years. And one thing that I said is, like, is it necessary? You know, is it necessary for you to be doing this because you want to be looking a certain way? You don't need it. If you don't need it, don't do it because you want to look a certain way, aesthetic way. Let's check this out.
Your hormones are no joke, so respect your body enough to get educated first and connect with a hormone specialist. Okay, so I draw from a multi-dose vial and self-inject 3 times per week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So 3 times per week injections. That's what you're doing now. That's what you're doing, is injecting yourself. But do you need it? That's gonna be my main question all the time. Do you need it? Is there a medical discrepancy that you need it?
Using a U100 29 gauge 0.5 milliliter half-inch insulin syringe. My point of injection is in this specific area of my glutes, alternating sides each time. Yes, it does take longer to draw from the vial with a super small insulin needle, but it's worth doing for simplicity and also barely feeling the needle itself. I know you can still utilize a larger drawing syringe, but to me, it's just extra needles, and I don't want to do that when I could still make it happen with an insulin-sized needle by itself. It's also less of a chance for scar tissue buildup using such a small needle. I've tried other areas of my body, honestly, and this works best for me. Derek from More Plates, More Dates turned me on to this needle size in one of his videos.
See, so that's the thing. You know, people are getting information, knowledge, and that's how they're doing it. And then they're not thinking of the side effects or long-term side effect. Like, no, a lot of things, there's a lot of side effects. One of them is going to be, as soon as you get on TRT, it's going to be hard for you to get normalized on, you know, being fertile, right? Being fertile and producing your own testosterone and stuff like that. It shrinks your testicles, so on and so on. Right? So let's hear them out.
Dosage I administer each time is 0.2 milliliters for a total of 0.6 milliliters for the week. So on the 0.5 milliliter capacity insulin syringe, that draws to the 20 line inch each time, which is 0.2 milliliters. I have found that this specific approach and frequency keeps me feeling very steady each week, meaning physically, mentally, and emotionally, versus when I used to try a once a week or bi-weekly approach. On to the downsides and side effects. Now, I know there are people out there who are purists and say, hey, just embrace aging and deal with it. To that I say, if you've exhausted all natural options and lifestyle changes, and then you actually experience TRT for yourself in comparison to having low testosterone, I'd like to see if you still feel just as strong about your opinion.
And the thing with that is that go to the roots of the problem. Why are you not producing enough testosterone? I have this list right here on ways to know if you have low testosterone. And a lot of times it's going to be because you're just low on muscle mass. You're not working out with resistance. You're not eating the right foods. You're not staying consistent. Your body composition is not balanced, so on and so on. But here are 10 of them. Sex drives tips. It tips, right? It goes down. Number 2, difficulty in erection. That's how you're going to know if you have low testosterone. Low semen value, hair loss, fatigue, loss of muscle mass, increased body fat, decreased bone mass, mood and mental capacity, low blood count. Do you fit on one of these side effects right here of low testosterone? If you do, don't go straight to TRT. Because sex drive tips, okay, get healthier. Check your body composition. Where you at on body fat percentage? Where you at and muscle mass, right? Where you at with your nutrition? Where you at with your hydration, your sleep, right? Where you at with your levels of stress? Where you at there? Start over there, not on TRT. Number 2, difficulty in erection. That comes down to you as well. Everything that I just said on your muscle mass, on your overall body composition, your sleep, your hydration, so on and so on. Low semen value, all that comes from everything that I just said. Hair loss, vitamins, minerals. You're deficient on vitamins and minerals. Fatigue, you might not be eating enough fruits, vegetables, so on and so on. Not enough sleep, not enough water. It don't go straight to TRT. Loss of muscle mass. Okay, where's your protein intake? Branched chain amino acids. How's your nutrition? How many grams of protein are you consuming per day? What kind of protein? So on and so on. Raise it. Get enough protein in your body. Increase body fat. How many carbs are you eating? Are you even doing any cardio? Are you consuming too much sugar? So on and so on. Right? Are you drinking too much beer? So on and so on. Don't go straight to TRT. Decreased bone mass. Are you doing resistance training? Are you getting the muscle stimulated? Are you doing plyometrics? Get some resistance training. Plyometrics, that'll give you more bone density. Mood and mental capacity. Where's your stress levels? Are you too worried about what's going to happen tomorrow? Settle down. Get your adrenaline down. Get some sleep. Get some rest. Stop listening to too much information that tells you to go and do TRT. 10, low blood count. There you have it. From everything that I named, add everything in there. Go for a run. Go for a jog. Go for a walk. Go for a hike. Go for a bike ride. Go for a swim. Do one of those instead. So let's see.
The trade-offs are absolutely worth it for me personally. That being said, it's not without some downsides. For example, I have experienced some hair thinning on my hairline, so I did start taking the natural supplement Nutrafol for the past 3 months.
Okay, so thinning on the hairline because of the TRT.
But I'm still undecided as to whether or not it's working at a significant level yet. I can say that my hair does appear to be getting more growth and a thicker appearance, but it will take a couple more months for me to be sure before I recommend it, since it's on the pricier side. I'll report back once I have more conclusive results, guys. And no, I'm not taking finasteride for the hair thinning because it's just another synthetic to add on with its own set of side effects. As you can see though, after almost 3 years on TRT, I still have plenty of hair. But I am in a microdose, guys, so don't take my situation as a broad result for everyone. Okay.
Aside from doing TRT, now you got to take other things just to make sure that you bring everything else in level.
Another side effect. While on TRT, I also am less fertile. However, my doctor has said that he has all types of patients who don't even have to go off TRT.
But you're already saying you're less fertile. Why would you want that?
While looking to conceive successfully with their partners. But it could be required to come off TRT temporarily when you plan to start a family. I took initiative and had a sperm analysis done last November through an online company called Fellow. As you can see, my overall analysis is really encouraging. However, some sperm motility was below normal, with 30% of sperm swimming. Motility is the sperm's ability to reach the egg for fertilization. So obviously TRT is most likely affecting this. But the good news is that according to Fellow, multiple studies show that a total motile count is regarded as the most important factor when conceiving. It's calculated by multiplying the volume of sperm count per milliliter by the motility percentage moving. With 99 million motile sperm in my sample, according to analysis, I have really great odds to be able to conceive with timed intercourse if my partner is fertile. I, of course, could opt to come off TRT when I look to start a family for the best odds possible. On to the next thing to consider of side effects. Your balls will physically shrink while on TRT due to an atrophied state since they're not producing tests while injecting / supplementing. Not to worry though, they aren't shrunk permanently.
He says, not to worry though, they're not shrunk permanently. Come on, man. That's not good. What are you doing to your balls? Take care of your testicles. Don't do this, man. So let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. Let me know if you want me to do more of these videos in the comment section. I want to know what you think. And subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you on the next one.